Okay, so guess what? Today the recording is for somebody that came last month and drank 3 times the medicine. Thank you for your message and your video yesterday. I know you're in Holland, so the effects is wearing off of your ceremony. Everything is settling down. And yet, in your case, the communication is still there. And it's differently. And then you're asking me questions, and since the beginning, I, I I'm listening to your questions and I'm giving you answers that actually are not direct to your question. Almost like people that have knowledge, they always talk in like how the Bible is written. You can interpret it, things more than in one way. So now you're sending me something and I'm looking and I'll swear to you, you know what I saw? I saw, hey, Marvel movies, Spider-Man, DC movies, Spider-Man and Iron Man. But I saw like the goblin in your hand. I'm like, what the hell? Of course, you're in Holland, so things are more demonstrated and presented in small spaces. So you went in a space, and as you are talking to somebody, you're in the corner, like you explained to me, in the corner of your eye, you're saying something, and that what you're seeing reflects what you were seeing with your third eye in ayahuasca. So I'll tell you something, guys. I know some of you have not experienced anything at all and think what you think about it out of what you know about it. But some other people, like my ayahuasquera in 2021, she came, drank 3 times, came back in 2 months, drank 3 times again. And 2 years later, everybody that's listening to her speaking, you see, so much confidence in her words, so much security out of herself. But listen again to her voice, so powerful. In her second recording, my eyes got watery because why? She was talking so much about her experience from here. From here, she incorporated this. This was linking up with here. So powerful, so powerful. Thank you for this ayahuasca that came in 2021. Thank you. You're helping these other people so much. That is for sure. Especially the oncoming drinking next week, and also for the one now you're in Holland. So now you're seeing things and making being in the paranormal the next stage of Sabita. This matrix is only this physical part. It's what we normally perceive, but there is a little bit more. And then I don't like to talk about things anymore in those ways because we're still amplifying your mind with things in between that we don't need to deal with it, because I always compare myself to you, and always when you come, it's me I'm seeing in you. So in this sense, I cannot stop that anymore. It's like brushing teeth. It's automatically happening. And I'll tell you a story about paranormal things, and more than that really didn't happen. I'll tell you all my paranormal things, and then you can compare it, but you can always contact my ayahuasquera that drank 6 times in 2021. From all the activities and activations of my medicine participants, is the closest to me for sure, because even she was dying, still taking more medicine and dying again. And after a while, she was sitting and looking, and then she could see me Remember the spirit dragon in my body. Remember how you could see. I don't know if you had it also that night. How sound comes out like light. You had a lot. You for sure. And especially the first time you came, I had to say sorry to everybody because as I'm guiding you guys, I'm feeling like I'm shedding the skin, and I'm seeing in Cindy Pachama. Oh, sorry, I'm calling names. I'm seeing in one participant Pachamama, I'm seeing in the other participant Pachakama, and I'm seeing you like in between. Oh, and because of you three people, these things happen to me, for instance. So let me go back. I'll tell you about my paranormal stuff. I was 11, and in this house I was living, and then the family got bigger, so we got a bigger house. So we moved into a bigger house, and that was a permanent thing. We still have that house in the family. And there's a cemetery across the street, and I'm 11 years old, and I am never afraid of anything. I'm stupid like that. A stupid, not afraid. I have that. I am afraid, but then I put stupid on it, then I'm stupid, not afraid, and I do stupid things, and most of them went okay. Look, I'm alive. So, anyway, the stupid thing I did when I was 11, I went on the cemetery, stuck my head in graves that were broken, lied on them like I was on a beach resort, and I was really disrespecting. But now I know what I am, and back then I didn't know what I am, and I didn't have defense mechanisms up, and like I'm working people with sickness, I don't get sick. There are certain ways to keep it clean and pure and la la and blah blah. Now, after I went to this cemetery for 2 years, I was things were I was community. What the fuck? And then we had a maid. Yeah. We had a maid. It's actually three maids, but one of the three maids, actually two of the three maids we had back then when I was little, taught me uh, to our Father, thy art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, wees gegroet Maria, de Heer is met u, hij zijt uw gezegende, so, I'm not Christian, but shit is hitting my fan, Isabito, and so for my family, they were seeing like, maybe it's a childhood stage, it will go away. But what did I do? I start praying every day, and slowly, it helped me. Not knowing that, because when I was the fourth time in Peru in 3 years, my first, second, and third ceremony brought me back into this stage. My medicine, or let me say this sacred medicine ayahuasca, when you put it in this, it will start cleaning up this timeline. And mostly where it stops is where we are a child. Some of you in my room, especially one, you saw when your traumas came in. This was on the day of your birth. This is where the medicine put you, and this is where the medicine. You are telling me your experience. I am just sharing without names and trying to keep as much privacy of my participants as I can. They're very private, so I'm keeping it private. But you see, you don't need to go private. Talk about it. Inspire people. If the medicine helps you, help other people. So anyway, it's up to all of you guys. I am all of you doing it before you came and did it. So now, whole of my life, I'm seeing things, but I'm very realistic, and I blocked a lot of things. But as I was working with ayahuasca medicine, what in 7 years was not was clear to me in the first 4 year, three years. The fourth time in 3 years was about. I was doing. By the time I finished that, I had about 50 ceremonies I did with shamans, and in Peru. Lots of knowledge. Thank you for all of these shamans sitting with me, indulging me. Even they didn't know what work they were working on, because I was working on something way bigger than only what they are working on only. So anyway, after after 4 years, the medicine showed 3 years. The medicine showed me, Sharif, okay, you took care of these traumas, you took care of your low immune system, you take care of your body, and you take care of your mental. So many stages you need to take care of. You don't need ayahuasca for all of that, because I was working without ayahuasca, with yogic philosophy and yogic knowledge, and with the Vedas and this and that, since by a young age I am this. From what people saw on me drinking 15 years of bottle, never I'm losing this awareness. Never did I do that. So coming back, paranormal. This is, for instance, my story, and I'm giving you this because why? The last time I was in Peru, somebody sucked it out of me. What happened to me when I was 11 years old on a cemetery had the ability to stay in my body until I was around, 40, 41, 42. I think 42. To fight everything by 8, 7 and 8, and see how it is cyclical. Even your age is telling you from then to then is cyclical. Every 8 years, there's a transformation happening in your body. So, in saying all of this, they shaman shocked it out. So when I'm with you guys, my participants, and we're going to experiment, the more you come to me, the more we will know about you. And especially you people in 2021, paranormal, last month, this is recording is for you, experiencing the paranormal, shooting in what we speculate could be a previous avatar, because I still laugh expecting kakalak, because I told you maybe you were the cockroach and seeing things as if you were a cockroach. But no, you were the baby with nihahi, In time, all will be clear. I don't put things in your mind to enhance this mind aspect. On the contrary. So now the person coming in a little while has also this paranormal. So before I go there, I did this with myself. I realized out of my mind as much as I could, and I realized self as much in the process. When this is your mind, and here above, may let's say in this stupid, it's not like that, but this is self, and that is mind. When you're realizing out of your mind, the more you're going there, the more this is going up. You understand? So if you begin here and you come there, from there to there, you will have the process. So it works two ways at once. We realize yourself is realizing out of your mind. It's the same. So now I did this for many years, and then the fourth time I went to Peru, I went with my intention. I'm going to learn Icaros. I'm going to learn medicine songs. I'm going to go deep into the instruments. And then the medicine put on my pad that my healing had started. There is something in your body. It's like the medicine knew I wouldn't go to Peru for some time. This is here. I know this. It was always here. Every ayahuasca ceremony, I'm asking people what's happening. I'm searching for answers outside in the medical world, in the homeopathic, like this, looking. But what was happening? Something on the cemetery jumped into this body and was living more or less there for me. Shaman sucked it out, and now I feel fine. Did, did I imagine it? Did it not happen? By that time, a girl followed me from Thailand to Peru. She was Ukraine, Russian. Watch out with those people. They will kill you even they're girls. Anyway, and she was telling me, Shaman sucked on me, his eyes rolled back, he started putting Florida water on his head. And after that, he went on his mat and never woke up. The following morning, he did. So, this is my first hand experience. That started when I was 11 years. I'll give you in between another story where something else paranormal happened to me and it was really not nice. I ended up in Holland after a year because of this, I'll tell you. My parents have a big company in this country and then they have a storage facility. This storage facility in general has people who doing whore work. There were whores there, street whores and addicts, thieves, and all that kind of shit. Very bad neighborhood. When I went to live in that place, in the first month, first week on a Friday, I hit my head, had to go and get stitches. 2 weeks on a Friday, first week, I went to Taekwondo, and as I was turning in a kick, his kick came and pop! I had to go to the doctor and they pulled my KNOR, so I had to pull my nose straight. And what is actually in there all came out. So that was 2 months on a Friday again. I burned my body first, second, and third degree. The half of my face. If you come, you sit, can show you the marks. If I put half of the amount of this liquid on my body, back then it would stay there. 2 months on a Thursday, I'm driving my motorcycle. XR says on that air. And in the dark, somebody put a half boom, the things that close and open. It was a closed road, but in the dark, they closed it up with a lock. And I came, nothing happened to me. But the signs were there. Every 2 months, on a Friday, shit happened. And then my foot here was hanging like that 2 months later on a Sunday. Back then, I hit a car with all full speed of my motorcycle. Flew, broke almost my whole foot, got separated from my body. So because parents have money, they sent me at once to Holland. Quarantined me, broke my leg, my foot again, because if your bones break, they start growing again. There's lots of knowledge in this package here. Lots of knowledge, first-hand experience. So I had to wait a whole week. They broke me, and then 2 operations. 2 years later, I went back to Holland, one more operation to take all the metal out. I still walk. So I have a no bullshit attitude towards life because I thought that, I play with fire. I don't play with fire anymore. I don't do that anymore. But I did do it. So I'm a good fire player. When I was in Holland doing the operations, nothing was there because the paranormal activities can stop if you put a great deal of water in between, the element water. There was now an ocean between South America and Europe. By the time I came back in Suriname, all the shit happens again. And then I'm very skeptical. I went to somebody that didn't know me undercover. And then he started reading my mother's past, my past, this, that. And I'm like, what the fuck? You cannot know all of these things. Only I can know because I'm very secretive. Even I put everyday shit online, but the real Sharif is never shown ever, ever, ever. That's the soft, humble part of me. That's the most fragile part of me. I keep it. My fire is in between you and me. I burn everything away. You need to be pure because you're entering into my heart. So I'm very secretive and I'm very distant. Now you guys are experiencing paranormal. Don't take people's truth as your truth. Only go diet, sit and look and see. Go find the information. There's lots of information. Don't go empty-handed. Take the information into account. Keep it in a map in your head and then discriminate it. Every new information is on a new map. Then you go, it will take you time, maybe a year, 2 years, and then you have all the information through the years gathered. Then you're putting them where they need to go. You're categorizing. Because when we're working with ayahuasca, a lot of things is happening. A lot of animal spirits, a lot of archangels, a lot of sorry, bad spirits, demons, yes, 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 and yes, and yes, and yes. But when you are like Sharif, I don't meet you guys see me with ancestors, you guys see me with so many forms, people see me when I'm just seeing myself as myself. And in all the participants that came, I'm looking actually like wow, where are they? Which part of consciousness are they getting aware of? And why don't I see aliens and spirits and this and that? You know, I came very strong into ayahuasca. The first two, 3 times I drank, about 20 times, I was always with something. And it was not Pachamama or animal spirits. There was always something looking over me. And everything what was happening, that's why I tattooed this arm. Ayahuasca just takes it over and I have no control over it. And in the beginning, when I was gaguing, when I had no control enough, then the medicine took over and started taking itself. But first, like my ayahuasca last month, verlamming, you're getting paralyzed, you cannot move, you have to take it like that and put it where you want. So many times the medicine took over. Because if I couldn't do the healing, the ayahuasca would take over my system and do it. Because, anyway, what I did see was that what was hanging over me. One time the language came out of the plant, and then I gave permission that night. I was very powerful in my energetic and my mental state as physically. And then I had something like, okay, listen, you're hanging around. Come, let me come. I'll share my body with you. And then he came, and it was a shaman, and this shaman was always there, and I always got confused that I was it. But actually, I was not it. I am this. But in another time, the medicine showed me that this is one of my previous avatars working with secret medicine. And I got, oh shit, no wonder this thing. I want to fuck and drink alcohol, you know? Fuck pills and drink alcohol. That was, and party. Like most of you do in my country. That was me. But you know, you're drinking ayahuasca and you cannot, sometimes, like it did in my case, it brought me in this karmatic line, and I was already there. And I don't know what he did. That day, I was sharing literally, I was sharing my body with another spirit deity of my mind or my consciousness or something else. After that, I'm like, okay, Sharif, you know what you are. I don't care. Which life I lived, what I was, how I was, what I did. I said, who the fuck cares? It's locked for a reason by birth. If you are birthed in this body, that all your past ancestors. But when we drink ayahuasca and you see in your ancestors, all of them had skills, talents, and reached somehow a certain stage of their potential. And all those people fucked until your mother and your father came along and fucked you into existence, because that is what you are. You're being fucked into existence. Now you're being fucked into existence, and you feel this and you recognize that because all your previous ancestors' experience accumulated in the here and now, and you are all the ancestors of everybody that ever roamed in this vast cosmos. But what I notice also with paranormal activities, because prana is world, world is mind, and mind is matrix. It's all the same, but in a different tone. You say the same thing, you call it matrix. The same thing, you call it world. If you don't breathe, the world doesn't come. So breath is world. So, like I said in my previous recording, frame things in one word. It's more easy for the wisdom to enter into you. Knowledgeable if you know specific things and all of that from that specific thing. So in saying all of this, Take your time. This is the whole time I'm telling you this. Take your time. Don't run. We have enough time. You already saw that for the people coming came previously. When I talk, there is no distance. Don't forget this. There is no time. You are in ayahuasca ceremonies. Maybe you're experiencing 5 years of your life in just 3 minutes. The concept of time is an illusion if you're not awakened to know. When people think they're going after their minutes and hours, no, no, no. A minute and hour is the illusion of the mind. For me, time is time. Where you have the mentality, a minute is 60 seconds. For me, my mentality is a minute is a day, an hour, a week, a minute. Because what I do in a minute has prolonged and extended into that time zone. There is no time actually. Only this, perceiving it from the body, then and that only there is time and space. So my previous ayahuasca was that came. You came with a lot of it was this, it was that, but did you see the only thing you do? You discriminated your mind, your likes, your identifications, and your concepts. This made you realize more out of your mind into that other part that is not mind called self. Now, when you are busy with self, it will see a body, a mental mind, and then it will see the sickness upon it. And if you do not see that as yet, you will notice it because you drank ayahuasca. Everything will now come to the surface for you. All your paranormal things will come to the surface, but don't go speculating, don't go make it up in a wrong way. Take your time. Now you need to be alone and sit and look at your experience and look what's happening. Be practical like you are doing. Also buy the handpan. Please do this. Please buy the handpan. I know what I'm talking about. It will be an instrument on your lap. It will take the whole chakra system. You don't have 8. You have 112 in the body and you have 2 outside of your body. And I do many things, so many activations. I don't know. Oh, maybe you only heard of Kundalini. Ooh. Maybe you only heard of 8 chakras or other. Ooh. Every knowledge come to me. I sit with it and I go into depth. And the more depth I go into it, dimensions opens up dimensions. So yeah, this is happening with you. Go feed yourself the information, then discriminate the information and go diet and come sit again. For me, I always send you to the source. I'm humble like that. But you already saw the results on your body sitting with me 3 times. Now you're coming in the shop seeing something you saw in your ceremonies. Take time. Ask what is it, where is it from, which continent, which time zone. Because if you need to go and get the information like I do, I need all the information outside, and with that outside information, the rest of the information will show me where I went wrong and where I this and where I that. So shit is hitting the fan for sure. You're going to experience even more. This is the after ayahuasca, you actually need to integrate back into this. When you're seeing things with your third eye is more real than whole of your life till today, seeing through the lies that were there and the illusions. So the awareness now, so you paid me money. After you paid me money, you got your medicine, we are finished. We're both happy with our process. Now, for the next part, no money is paid, nowhere to go, nothing to do. Just you and your awareness. You're more aware of the difference between the body, what is it needing, the mental state, the energetic. You're no more, you're seeing awareness in, and nothing changed. No information was added. The information was all there all the time. You just got receptive to it. So take your time. Paranormal things are happening. But first we need you. get out of this, get into the self-realization out of your mind, and only then things will be clear, or shall you will be making it up. So yeah, paranormal things do happen, did happen to me, but I don't have. So many people come here and they encounter beings in other dimensions, being from other planets even, because there's a lot going on there. They're experiencing animal spirits, they're experiencing ancestors, they're experiencing past avatars they have been walking in. I don't have all this. I never see so many things. You know what I see? Only colors, and what I do and how I'm enhancing it and I'm powering you up. And then what do I see also is I don't see, I feel. I feel you guys in me. I energetically, like I bring energy with sound to you. With sound, I'm pulling it out of you to me. So this is experience of people that saw it. Now this and that, when all, when new people come, I contact the older people. If I never contacted you, there are reasons for this. The ones I do contact, thank you for always coming through and telling you your experience, so others can get strong on you. For instance, the person that came 2 years ago, after that you went studying, you're doing outer body experiencing, now you're having control, you know exactly what you are. You were holding on that who you are. So menem to find out who you are, and then you're going to defend the fuck out of that whole of your life. No, you and me and everybody that comes drink with ayahuasca. We don't care who we are. We want to see what we truly are. So yeah, go after all your information before sitting again, because sometimes when I'll give you an example. Somebody lost some toes in 2 years' time. What was happening? His body came under attack, but was the attack not first mentally? He opened himself up and mentally he got weak. Infection came. This infection found that the defense in the mental body was not there. The energetic body was not energized as the person thought it was. So now sickness entered into it. And the sickness, eventually in America, they found out was a bacteria. And this bacteria was eating his body up eventually because there was no defense mechanism mentally or energetically. And then physically got under attack. And how would he see it when he was smoking changa?